Ben Churchyard here with Beastie Boxing. I'm here with David Diamante, MC for Matchroom. How are we doing, David, all right?
Yeah, wonderful. How you doing?
Very well, thank you very much, mate. Enjoying a nice summer's day here in sunny London. Nice to see the weather's out for it.
Old Spitalfields Market. We got the weigh-in a few minutes.
Good stuff. Generally, what do you think about, I think it's a great coup for British boxing that we've managed to pull over, Lomachenko is basically arguably pound for pound #1 in a lot of people's books. Do you agree with that statement?
A coup? I don't know about a coup. British boxing's been on the map for quite a long time. I think it's one of the hotbeds in the world for boxing. So I think it's a great moment for British boxing, but I think British boxing's been very strong for a long time, and I think it's stronger than it's ever been right now, so yeah.
And a lot of fighters still sort of going over to the US again now. I think we had a little bit of a sort of purple patch last couple of years where we had Anthony Joshua at the top of his game, etc. And fighters are starting to move back to the US market. Great to get him over here, I think. The likes of Usyk last year, etc. What sort of chance do you realistically give Luke Campbell?
Listen, I said this yesterday in an interview. Larry Merchant once said that boxing is the theater of the unexpected. And for example, if we'd been talking before June 1st about Andy Ruiz and Joshua, not many people were giving Ruiz a chance. So, I wouldn't be surprised if this fight went one of three ways. I could see it being a blowout for Loma. I could see Luke actually doing really well and surprising everybody. He's got size, he's got reach, he's got the pedigree. And I could also see it kind of being a real technical matchup, maybe, going the distance. So I wouldn't be surprised either way. I think any one of those three outcomes is possible. I think it's going to be an exciting fight, and that's why we watch.
What do you think Luke needs to do to kind of get the win, or at least get his respect?
Well, I think there are several things he needs to do. First of all, speaking of respect, he can't go in giving Loma respect. I think he needs to go in there and try to be as dominant as he can, try to make a little bit of a dogfight. I don't think you're going to outbox Lomachenko, so you're not going to outsly the fox. You got to make it more of a dogfight. He's got to kind of rough him up. I don't know if he's got what Salido has to do what Salido did, but he's got to use his size, his reach, his strength, and he's got to, I think, switch up his style at different times, because I think Loma's one of those guys that really will figure you out very quickly. He's very good at that, similar to the way Mayweather was. Give you a couple rounds, but he studies you and he makes the adjustments, and then that's kind of the end of it. So you got to kind of adapt your style too. So we'll see what he can do. I think Shane McGuigan's a fine trainer. I think they've been working really hard, and I'm excited to see what game plan they have. But again, special fighters are ones that can adapt mid-fight, and so it's kind of like a good cigar. Sometimes you get a cigar is good. It's kind of got a nice flavor through and through, but a really amazing cigar is complex. It changes as you're smoking, and oh wow, it gives you a new flavor kind of in the middle toward the end. There's a complexity to the blend of certain cigars, and you can see that also with fighters.
Perfect. And what do you think of the card as a whole?
Well, top to bottom, it's just wonderful. The pedigree on this card, obviously Lomachenko and Campbell at the top, but Huey Fury and Alexander Povetkin is a really interesting fight. We're all kind of clamoring to see it. It kind of came out of nowhere. It's a 50-50 fight. Both guys with a ton of great pedigree and background. Obviously everyone knows about Povetkin being Olympic gold medalist and former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, but Huey Fury, really a fine amateur, also world youth champion. And the two losses that he had are against real world-class guys. A close decision against Parker, the Kubrat Pulev fight. He got cut in that fight. He took it in Bulgaria. I think that he's got nothing to hang his head about. He should be walking real proud and tall about those performances. And the other thing too is that, he's so young. He's 24 and he takes all comers, and I think he should be commended for that. It's going to be interesting to see, because Povetkin is getting a little bit older, and the inactivity could really be a factor in this fight. So we'll see. And then Charlie Edwards against Martinez, great world flyweight championship fight. I think Edwards is just on another level right now. He seems to always be upping his game every time. Really excited to see him in action. Another guy from Croydon, there's Charlie right now as we speak. Another guy from Croydon, Joshua Buatsi, defending his WBA International Light Heavyweight Championship against Ryan Ford. Dalton, how you doing, buddy? Dalton, you know, Ford comes from an MMA background. He's very rugged, so hopefully that'll be a good fight. Savannah Marshall, two-time Olympian. She beat Clarissa Shields. She's in action. Martin J. Ward, Joe Cordina. I love the Welsh Derby.
Yeah.
You know, from Merthyr Tydfil, you know, Gwyn. Both guys, a Nixon Hill fight, both guys undefeated. That's a really exciting matchup. So many great fights on the card. I think from top to bottom, the fans are really going to be in for a good one.
Perfect. And then just finally on to you, David, becoming an absolute permanent fixture in our Saturday night now. How have you enjoyed being, well, mainly here realistically, and working for Matchroom, DAZN, all that sort of stuff?
You know, it's just been great. It's really a dream. I mean, like I said, I think the UK fight scene is so great, and it's been like that for a long time. And I feel very honored to be a part of it, and it's just great. You know, we're doing a lot of fights on both sides of the pond, and then also in Mexico and in Italy and all over the world, and really fun. A lot of great up-and-coming fighters, and I just feel like boxing's in such a great place right now. It's great to be a part of it.
And you're a real scholar of the game, aren't you? You're a real historian of boxing. You love the sport down to the ground, don't you?
I do love it, yeah. Thank you so much.
No, appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time, David. I really appreciate that,
All
mate.
right.
It's Ben from Beastie Boxing.